wars. Hardcore gamers and console wars. Aim to their name, they ain't the same. It's planes, trains, and video games.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 5 of Loading. I am Diluted Thought.
And I'm Pocket, enjoying a delicious Sunday from McDonald's.
Fucking A, man. That's right. Today we got minimal headlines, and we got a late loading review of Dante's Inferno, as well as a weekend recommendation by none other than Mr. Gino. You guys don't really watch us because, oh, we have great reviews. You watch us because you like us.
And because we're fucking funny, too.
That's right. So, fuck it, let's get to it.
Headlines.
For those that remember last year's SDCC, we caught a glimpse of Iron Man 2, the video game. Now, let's check the facts. It's made by Sega. The game now has enemy factions. You can play as War Machine, fucking awesome! Both Don Cheadle and the most badass motherfucker on the planet, Samuel L. Jackson, are both voicing their characters for War Machine and Nick Fury, respectively.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you! I double dare you, motherfuckers!
As much as I've enjoyed the Iron Man movie, I couldn't say the same for the games. Now, it's too early to tell, but even though it looks good, I'm more than sure this is gonna be one of those video games where it looks awesome, but it plays like crap. A couple of weeks ago, 505 Games debuted a new franchise for both PS3 and Xbox called Naughty Bear. Now, the details on the game are kinda slim. You're a bear, who's naughty, who carries around weapons, and then hacks, slashes, mangles, destroys, kills, maims, and everything that gets in his way, which is of course, other cute little teddy bears. This has got to be one of the most original ideas I've ever heard, minus the killing maiming part that's in many other games like Manhunt, only now you're playing as a teddy bear. Oh, tainted youth.
Finally, for everybody that's been bashing the plastic instrument since its inception, Guitar Hero, Rock Band fans alike, there's a new game in town and that's called Gig. Now, although no gameplay has been shown, looking at the peripherals, that guitar looks sweet. Using 6 regular strings, the ability to be plugged into a regular amplifier to be played like a real guitar, and a bunch of little colors on the side of the guitar that are probably going to be chords for you to play. This game looks interesting, even though we haven't seen anything of it, but I want to get my hands on one of those guitars because it looks pretty sweet. Then again, everybody playing the game looks like a douche and an asshole, so I'm not that sure. And now for this week's
Loaded Game.
Being a fan of literature, seeing as my major is literature, the first time I heard Dante's Inferno announced, I was scared shitless. How could they use this amazing poem, pretty much, developed into different cantos, giving you different regions, a passage of a poet through hell? How can you make that an action game? And then I played it, and oh my god. The story drives you in. It makes you care for the characters. It makes you care for Dante as a person. Why? Because he's flawed, just like everybody is.
To make a long story short, the game has abso-fucking-lutely nothing to do with the book, which is a good thing. Otherwise, we'd be spending all of our time hearing Dante ask many a question to Virgil, the badass, as they explore the different rings of hell. For some of you kids who haven't read the book yet, you probably will eventually, and you're most likely going to be let down when you do.
Graphics wise, what can I say? The 360 was the version that we played, and it was crisp, it was nice. The CGI animations given in the cutscenes are just superb, and although it does give you a lot of gratuitous boobage, I gotta say, that's very well rendered. I mean, I wanna know who's the girl whose boobs they rendered for these, because those are some nice boobs.
You ever hear that saying, God is in the details? Well, in this game, he's probably not, because they're in hell, duh. But on a serious note, the character detail is so thick, you almost don't mind that sword coming out of that woman's bajingo and stabbing you in the chest in high def. Everything looks gross as hell, is probably because it is hell, and many of the character models are pretty fucking sick.
On to gameplay. Well, what more can you say? It's pretty basic. You can upgrade your weapon, which is a scythe, and your cross, which is given to you by your loved one. Each one has different uses in the game. The cross is more of a range weapon, giving you range over the flying creatures in the game, whereas the scythe is more of a round 'em up kind of thing when you have a lot of enemies around you. The game is great when it comes to that. It has a really easy learning curve. It doesn't just draw you in until you start pushing buttons. No, it actually tells you, you know, push this and so forth and so on. You get to learn combos pretty easily, pretty fast, but it also doesn't hold your hand the whole way. You are able to maneuver and upgrade your scythe and your cross however it is you want to, depending on your style of gameplay. Between myself and Diluted, I pretty much used only the cross for most of my fights, whereas he was just a scythe guy. It all depends on how you like to play a game.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, so I'm just gonna say it outright. This is very God of War-like, which isn't a problem. Obviously, the attacks are different, the weapons are different, character, story, everything about it is different, but it plays very similar. Attack patterns, wicked-ass combos, crazy, unbelievable moves no mortal can actually do. For anyone that's played this and thought, man, this is a God of War ripoff, hey, guess what? You're fucking right. But really, what other game would you rather have them rip off?
To say the least, I was pretty skeptical about the game, but when I started playing it, I couldn't stop for at least 3 hours. I was pretty much very into the game. I wanted to finish it, and I did, and I felt great when I did. But the best thing about it all is that I want to go through it again. You're able to level up both your unholy and your holy sides. So, you want a badass Dante to go through hell again and just breeze through all the minions? Pass it a second time in the harder difficulty level? And hey, this game has some replay value that some others out there wish they had.
In the few hours I spent ramming a scythe up undead ass, I gotta say, I enjoyed the hell out of this, no pun intended. It really was pretty hard to put the controls down, because throughout, you're really getting to know the character, many interesting story details unfold, and the music, without trying to sound like a total geek about it, is pretty fucking epic. And of course, with additional download content, your game goes on a little longer.
So is this game full of fail, full of win, or maybe in between? Nah, this game straight up, even for all you PS3 fanboys calling it a ripoff, man, this game's still full of win.
Pocket. Pocket.
What?
Pocket.
What, DT?
Did you buy your tickets?
For what?
The Good Show, son!
This is Mr. Gino, and this is my weekend recommendation. Dun, 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 dun. Power Stone, that's right, Power Stone from the Dreamcast. Look at this, oh, it's so awesome, look at this. Ah. So, let's say you got your friends over, you guys want to play a beat 'em up, you're tired of all the new shit, which is like, what, Street Fighter? Ha! Street Fighter doesn't have guns. Oh man, Power Stone for the Sega Dreamcast. That's right, the old school Sega Dreamcast. But hey, it's okay because it's also available for the PSP. Now this game was an amazing game because at its time, bringing in 4 people at the same time to whoop ass on each other was absurd. The reason why this game is so great, take away all that Smash Brother bullshit, take away the whole Ninja Turtle crap. This is basically what started it all. Now with Power Stone, you get the crazy items. You get a power up with your Power Stones, which gives you special abilities. Like, check this one out. Oh shit! You know what? I don't have to say anything more. You gotta get this game.
Welcome to the Power Stone world.
That's it for episode 5, guys. Thanks a lot for catching up with us. Episode 6, well, this was supposed to be versus, but kind of shook things around. So episode 6, we'll be bringing up versus segment, which, as we all know, is about Diluted
Modern Warfare 2 versus Battlefield Bad Company. Now, which game prevails? Which one's the better? Which one blows in multiplayer? Which one? Who knows? And we're all gonna figure that out in another week or so. So stick around, stay tuned, and we'll catch you guys in about a week.
Remember, YouTube on top, Twitter's on bottom. Got you next week, guys. Peace.